Okay. Meanwhile, please, hello Jay, show space alarm. Okay. List description. Okay. Show alarm. Tap. Press tab button. List. Okay. List. Tab. Press tab button. Or enter. Okay. What is the result? No entries found, right? Because everything is okay, so there is no alarm. So I have my friends here, Pak Wirawan. Hello, Pak Wirawan. Hello, Pak Wirawan. Hello, Pak Wirawan. Okay, Jay. So the comment you just run is showing alarm. Currently, it shows no entries found because everything is okay. But if there is a problem, it will show the list of alarm like LTE cell is down, S1 connection is down. And everything. Okay, Pak Wirawan cannot unmute his microphone, but please, Pak Wirawan, help me to make a problem.
I will ask our admin to make him as a host.
And also, this HeadNet gateway, together with the application from Parallel Wireless, they call it their NMS network monitoring application. They can collect performance management like how many calls set up, how many call success rate, what is the call drop rate, and everything. We can group this in SMO or near real time or non-real time. What do you think? So actually, every vendor have their own function on this. But if we would like to implement a holistic or comprehensive ORAN system with different vendors, we must adopt the standard of ORAN architecture. Because let's say Huawei, Ericsson, Parallel Wireless, Mavenir have their own version of network monitoring system. But in a multi-vendor environment, you can imagine how to manage this then. Then we need standard. Everybody can make their own version, but please put an, let's say, O1 termination, A1 termination, and so on and so on. So everybody can be managed into SMO, or can be orchestrated. That's why maybe you are quite shocked that vendor that you never heard is now coming into RAN domain. Let's say, what you know about Juniper? Juniper is a vendor that making router switch like Cisco, correct? But you can go to Juniper website. They are ready to make R apps, X apps. So everybody that have capability to make software, developing software, they just see the opportunity in the ORAN architecture. Okay, I see the architecture, there is R apps, there is X apps, and now I just need to break down what is R apps, what is X apps, what I need to do, or just implementing. At the end, I must have, let's say, O1 termination, A1 termination. Okay, I can do that. And I can be an open RAN player, even I cannot make a radio unit. That's the idea. Previously, if you want to be considered as a RAN player, you must make RU, hardware and software, DU, hardware and software, CU, hardware and software, and then inventory management, network, NMS or OSS, whatever it is, they call it. You must make it end to end. So in the past, you can only mention with maximum your 10 fingers the vendor of run. Let's say Ericsson, Samsung. What else? Huawei, Nokia. What else?
Alcatel.
But now you can mention, okay, IBM for orchestration, okay, Red Hat, Juniper also there, Cisco. And then RU itself, there is so many players by sales. You never heard. iSpan, what else? And maybe, and we also hope someday from Philippines, from Indonesia, there are also run vendors concentrating on RU. If you're very good on RF and hardware, maybe you are very good on programming, you can make your own R apps or X apps, and you can consider this as a national product on run, on high technology category, not only just producing casing.
But Denny, let me
Yes,
interrupt.
please.
Power is now can activate his mic. And
Okay,
also,
Pak Wirawan, please activate your mic.
Okay, thank you, teacher.
Do you finish doing something?
Okay, I will do it now.
Okay. Okay, Jay. Please repeat your command. Show alarm.
Okay, just done.
Okay, enter, Jay. What you see now, Jay? You see alarm now?
Yeah, we see a link down on link 13.
Okay, Jay. I want you to run show alarm list and then 5 repeat. I put the comment on chat box, please. Oh, sorry, direct message to Richard, sorry. To everybody, to everyone. Show alarm list, repeat, like this. So, sorry, alarm list, like this, Jay. Okay, please scroll your mouse a little bit. Okay, then you scroll down again. Okay, we can wait for certain seconds. Repeat means it will be repeat the comment automatically to check the alarm list. Or maybe Jay, you can Control C. Control C. Okay. Repeat the comment by press upper arrow button. Again. Upper arrow again. Again. Okay. Enter. What is the status now, Jay?
The link is down. It's out of service.
Yeah, this is the function of operation and maintenance, the part of monitoring. Previously, when you press the command, it says that okay, the status in service, and then you check the alarm. Okay, the alarm is alarm 1, alarm 2, alarm 3, and so on. And then you repeat this command. The state is not showing in service anymore, but now it is out of service. Correct, Jay?
Yes.
Yeah, but please, Pak Wirawan.
Yes.
Make everything back to okay. And inform us once it's finished. Meanwhile, Jay, you can also monitor by repeating your command. Show alarm repeat.
Okay, I just fix the problem and please repeat the alarm. It's around 2 or 3 minutes maybe will be.
Yeah. Please note that Pak Wirawan say maybe it will take 2 or 3 minutes, but actually the system up is less than mentioned duration 2 or 3 minutes. But in this operating and OAM function, it will take some time to get the actual status. It means OAM we can say needs more than functionality that need more than 1 second processing. And then we cannot expect that this is near real time. So once we enter the enter button, we get everything in real time. This is not on that category. So we can say that checking the alarm, checking the service, or we can say operating and maintenance is part of near real time or non-real time function. Or if the question is, we can categorize this into X apps or R apps. What do you think, Jay?
If it's in more than 1 second, it's on non-real time.
R apps, yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, just to make a little bit clear, in our everyday activity using our computer, if we type or we press Windows, CMD, and then we do ping google.com, and then we get reply. Okay, we get ping, blah, 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 blah. Actually, there is a product of service in Microsoft. With the same analogy and same understanding, when you type command show alarm list, this is actually microservice. So actually, the parallel software of ORAN is built from set of microservice that allow you to checking alarm, check the inventory list, setting the configuration, and so on and so on. That's why it is encouraged that for everyone that have curiosity and interest on software or programming, you can continue your interest on making microservice in this Open RAN area. So we can say that actually the idea of Open RAN is opening the playground to everybody now. Okay, Pak Wirawan,
Okay.
are you finished doing the things?
Yes.
Okay.
Just wait the moment.
Okay. What do you see now, Jay?
As of
Please
now,
scroll. Please
the
scroll.
alarms are still falling.
Okay, scroll your mouse, please. Scrolling up. Okay. So you see, this is repeat, refresh, right?
Yes.
Until you see everything is clear, and then you can repeat your command, show LTE oper data, and you will see the state is now in service until everything is clear now. But please, could you please scroll up? Yeah, because when you stay on previous view, everybody will think nothing happened, right? But if you scroll up, actually it is already some repetition, right? Okay, repeat until you see everything is clear. What I would like to say is, when Pak Wirawan say, okay, done. Okay, and then it not be need sometimes to wake up from red light to green, from blinking to steady. It needs quite sometimes, and in service. But sometimes actual service in the field is not directly seeing in this in a real time as in service. We need to wait for some seconds maybe or some minutes. I mean, we can categorize this microservice as a R apps or X apps. This is part of RIG as well, actually. But this is the version of RIG made by Parallel Wireless. So whatever they make, nobody can question as long as it can works on their ecosystem, on their own ecosystem. But the question will be different. If you would like to integrate Are you from vendor A, D from vendor B, C from vendor C, and then SMO from IBM, let's say, and then this service is from Juniper, everything coming from different vendors, then we should share to everybody in order to achieve interoperability. Please make your product, whatever you make inside, please put the O1 termination, A1 termination, A1 termination. That's the idea actually. So this is just example, rich version of the parallel wireless. Okay, maybe Jay, you can just Control-C and then repeat your command to see the oper data. Okay. Still out of service. And you can do the same, oper data, space, and then pipe, and then space repeat. Just to monitor. Okay, what is the state now? Changing from out of service to configure.
To configure.
Yeah. So the inode B now progressing to wake up. Okay, now we are talking about one inode B. You can imagine we are managing hundreds or thousands inode B. If it is all coming from parallel wireless, okay, we are okay with this setup. But you can also imagine thousands of inode B built from different vendors. How we can manage this? That's why we need everybody make their product refer to certain standard. It depends on our design. Let's say if you are the operator, you decide what kind of design you want. Or operators say, okay, I don't care what is the design, I just pay you to design. Then your work is a network architect of Open RAN. And then you make the design and everything. And then if you are acting as a system integrator, you must ensure all the vendors you bring have the interface termination, for example, adopting ORAN Alliance standard. Then you can make a tailor-made solution as long as everybody adopting the standard and deliver the solution. That's why, no wonder we now heard about IBM. IBM is nowhere in RAN domain, right? We know IBM, let's say, in IT infrastructure automation, but now they see the opportunity on this RAN on automation because they just break down. Okay, what is the meaning of SMO? What is the requirement on inventory management? What is what is the requirement of just to make O1 termination, and they can work with others. So that is why we now hear so many vendors offering service on part they already have the strength. Let's say IBM on automation, also Red Hat, and also some startup also makes their R apps or X apps. So we can focus on what we have the strength on it. So Jay, how's the inode B now?
It's now in service.
It's now in service. Jay, it is critical that you must know the status of inode B in a real time. Or it is some tolerance, let's say 1 second, 2 seconds, maybe up to 1 minute, that actually inode B already in service, but in my screen, it is still out of service or still configured. What do you think? Are you still okay with that? In fact, in parallel wireless, for example, maybe in another vendor also same, when the inner be on the field already on air, sometimes on the screen there is some lack of information transaction that's stating okay, we are waiting then inner be to configure. But actually in the field it is already on air. I mean, I just would like to say this is categorized into non-real-time applications. So we can also understand this is categorized into X apps or R apps. What do you think, Jay? Show alarm list and then show opera data. It's a category of X apps or R apps.
R apps.
R apps means non-real time, right?
Yes.
Yes, that's the example of rig. But please take note, this is the rig version of parallel wireless. Maybe we will see different version of Mavenir. And what if I check it the same thing, the same activity in Huawei? Do they call it X app or R apps?
For
Of course.
Huawei, I don't
Yeah.
have idea.
Yeah. Of course, they don't call it X app, R apps. They have their own naming for this. X apps, R apps, and then non-RT, near-RT is the terminology on ORAN architecture by ORAN Alliance. But if we move our head around to see another standard body, let's say small cell forum, maybe they will have their own definition of this function. But because of ORAN Alliance is one of the mainstream standard body on ORAN or on Open RAN, we can consider them, or we can expect ORAN Alliance will be mostly adopted standard in the industry in the upcoming years. So to everybody, I would like to say that what we are learning today is about learn industry approach on building RAN that still, or I can say, have been progressing. It is not yet reached the ultimate goal of open RAN that already plug and play. We are still working on that track. So Open RAN today can be reached by two different ways. First track is if you have RU vendor and another BUCU vendors, these vendors can do agreement and do handshake, open the front hole, open everything between them, and then we can say this is interoperability and Open RAN at certain level of understanding. But actually, the ultimate goal of Open RAN, if industry already widely adopting one standard or majority standard, let's say ORAN lens, for example, and everything already ready in the market, then we can see the vision or the future of Open RAN. But what is the benefit of learning that something still ongoing or progressing? The benefit is we are not just as adopter. We can take part as a maker. We can make R apps, we can make X apps, we can make RU. That's the benefit. That's why this session held by Richard and friends, everybody can take the benefit from the Open RAN playground that is now openly, widely open for everybody. That's the point. So Jay, what do you think? Do you get some correlation with previous session with what Jose already explained?
Yes, yes.
So actually, Jay and everybody here, the list of CLI command to show alarm, to show inventory. It can be presented or it can be delivered related or depends on the training objective. Previously, I present this just to teach the operation and maintenance engineer. Okay, guys, now let's see how to see the alarm. What is the alarm shown? Whether the inode B is already up or not yet. That's different objective. But now, the session is now about rig. And the objective is, by showing this alarm list, I need to correlate. Okay, this is an example of non-real-time application in the RAN. Previously, every vendor actually already have this on their system, but they interpret this by their own way. And then they claim this as their product that have differentiation from another vendor. Sometimes they call it feature on application in another way. But just to make it clear, to give example from the real equipment, I can say this is the example of non-real-time application. Now the question is, can you show please another example of X-apps? Yes, but I need more time to dig down how parallel wireless implement this on their system. Or maybe our friends or colleagues in Philippines can find another samples from another vendors. Okay, this is X-apps, this is the implementation, because X-apps is more to near real-time application, which requires understanding on like this radio resource management. We need that basic first before talking and taking example about X-app. Okay. Any question, please? Jay, do you get the idea? Sorry, I take Jay as example to
It's okay.
everybody. Yeah. Yeah, Jay. What do you think, Jay?
I think it's more on the deployment of the microservices. So
Correct.
if the microservices are functioning or responding in a more a lower latencies, those are microservices that are considered as X-apps. But for microservices that can let's say provide their outputs in more than a second or so, they are considered or placed in the management platform and considered as our apps.
Yeah, so actually, Jay, this is not how the microservice are responding regarding the latency they need to respond, but the function they run is function that needs very low latency or function that it is okay to have some latency. So it is bonded to the function. Let's say for inventory management or for data training on machine learning to predict the cell behavior, it needs it takes some time. So we cannot categorize this into real time.
Okay.
Yeah, but near real time is more. I think we need some foundation on radio resource management discussion. Yeah, Richard, next time to be more clear about X-apps application. Okay, I think that's all from me. I know the time allocation is until 11, but I try to deliver in a portion that proportional related to the previous delivery from Josil. Yeah, that's all from me, Richard.
Thank you, Pa Denny. Maybe you have time to answer some questions in our chat box.
Oh, okay. So the question from Rizal, yeah. So
Yes,
the current implementation of traditional run all fall under RFs. Okay. For example, U2000 from Huawei, ENM from Ericsson, yeah. So we can categorize that as RFs. We need actually, I personally need to dig more to clarify, but as per my experience using U2000, it is used as a monitoring, right? Checking alarm, checking the configuration. I will categorize this as air apps. But for sure, they already developed this before air apps terminology is coming, right? The air apps, X apps, and then the building block is the way that ORAN Alliance to accommodate all the concern for everybody that already coming from the previous run. Okay, we have this kind of terminology of SON that we can optimize. We can add the neighbor automatically. We can populate the KPI measurement. How it can be managed in Open Run idea. That's why then ORAN Alliance makes how to make this happen. Okay, we know that we need to manage the KPI measurement, we need to manage the handover, we need to manage the interference handling, and so on and so on. That's why they make the building block on ORAN architecture, and they give the interface naming, and then the application that need to this. And for sure, after knowing this terminology in ORAN architecture, we have codicity how to compare with the legacy solution from previous vendor. We know about the 2000, we have ENM, and then we can correlate, okay, this is more to air apps in ORAN architecture. Whatever U2000 Huawei provide, because they have inventory management as well, right? Okay, Huawei inventory management is part on SMO on ORAN Alliance. Okay, their ability to checking the alarm. Okay, this is part of their apps, maybe like that. Yeah, that's the answer, Rizal.
I think there's a follow-up.
Okay, practically the problem I can see with air apps is visualization and further data present for customer. I hope ORAN can agree to standardize it so it can avoid the current problem. Very good point. Very good point, Rizal.
Interface,
Yeah.
right?
You know, if I am operator now today, I will be in the state of waiting for the maturity of personal solution. To be honest, if I am the operator, yeah. So actually, how it will be very easy if I am operator to challenge one vendor. Okay, give me the solution, steady and robust, and they will do hard work for this. But it will be very challenging if I say to Richard, okay, Richard, you are system integrator that will be many solution from multi-vendor. Please be sure everything is not messy and integrated and orchestrated. Can you take this challenge, Richard? And then Richard maybe will take some time to answer yes. Okay, very good point. So yes, we hope so, because if it is not matured today, it doesn't mean that we must lose hope to Open Run movement, yeah? Because if the maturity is there, Open Run is the future of network infrastructure, I think. And if everybody can understand and can see this from another angle, let's say government or policymaker, this is the chance, the opportunity for the Philippines to have their own product, on national product in so-called high technology. Because so far, I think the case is same with Indonesia and the Philippines. Every time the technology evolves from 2G to 3G and 3G to 4G, 4G to 5G, we can only celebrate the hype. Oh, this is very high technology. We can just adopt it as early as possible. and then we can celebrate and show to the world that, okay, we are 5G ready. But at the end, who take the benefit? The vendors. You can imagine from south to west, from north to south, if some portion, let's say, it is made in Philippines, then we can be proud then 5G, and then by 2030, there will be 6G. Are we going to be just a spectator? Celebrating the hype. Okay, we are 6G ready. Yes, just ready to install and commission without any contribution from our hands. Yeah, that's the thing. Okay, I think this kind of fire that cannot be yeah, there's an the fire of spirit that you need to maintain, yeah, reach out with your community in the Philippines,
We need to be
because
optimistic.
optimistic.
Yes,
Yes,
what
it is not mature today, but it gives us, if we took another angle, immaturity at certain level today, actually it is the opportunity for us to also jump in to make it mature.
As we mentioned, as the ecosystem grows or getting bigger, the opportunity for us engineers is also getting bigger.
Yes. And if you see TIP Telecom Infra Project is not a vendor, is not SDOs, Standard Developing Organization. TIP is not SDO. SDO is TGP, SDO, TGP, yeah. ORAN Alliance, SDO, but TIP is not SDO. TIP is a consolidated ecosystem or community. It gives you a big stage to show your solution. It will knock the door of government, knock the door of operators. Please try solutions from our members. They already make progress on this and this. Like we did in Indonesia, we already finished tests with parallel wireless and bicells directly to operators with their existing core network, and it works. What is the reference to say it works? 3GPP standards. On particular bandwidth, on particular resource block, it must deliver certain throughput. Is it achieved? Yes. Then we can say this is, it works. No matter how it is built. And regarding parallel wireless, we know how it is built using x86 architecture processor. With Linux, to be specific, it is CentOS 7. And hardware, to be specific, it is coming from SPE. No problem if you want to make it with Dell, let's say, or Control or whatever. So the bar or the baseline is 3GPP standard. On certain bandwidth, certain resource blocks for 4G, yeah, it must deliver certain throughput. Is it delivered? Yes. And then check. We want to give the stage or the exposure to introduce. And at the end, we hope operators will adopt this. And if we talk about national national pride or everything, it needs intervention from the government, I think, and the community, like Richard did right now. This is partially political also, yes, but in a positive way, I think. You know, previously in the maybe 90s, yeah, we have not only Indonesian national pride, but regional pride, I think, that in Bandung we have our own aeroplane manufacturer in-house in Bandung. And I remember the president of Philippines also recognized Pak Habibie as a not only Indonesian national pride, but also regional pride. Yes, sometimes I provoke the government here. Someday or someday in the past, we make the aeroplane.
Mhm.
But now run we cannot make. How come? Yeah, so this is partially political as well, yes, but we can see this in a positive way. Okay, another one. Okay, still from example, Ericsson engineers will have problem going Huawei or what is problem or probing or what is it? From J, this can be integrated to open source monitoring.
A
platform.
problem.
Oh, problem. Okay.
Mm.
Ericsson engineers. Okay, now the things is like this. Previously, if you are Ericsson engineers, most probably you will end your career in Ericsson project, unless unless Ericsson footprint is swapped by, let's say, Huawei, and then okay, I need to learn Huawei again. Actually, if you see, if you want to invest your time on docile lesson, you will not be afraid whether you work in Ericsson, Huawei, Nokia, or whatever. Because you know the basic building blocks. It is coming from layer 1, layer 2, layer 3. It is PHY, MAC, RLC, PDCP, SDAP.
Right.
Everybody will come to that building.
Mm.
So what we need to learn is only small thing like what is the CLI? So access net, okay. This is no problem. This is one day learning. No worry about this. And then the challenge is more complicated if we still on that mindset. Okay, I'm Ericsson. I'm not proficient on Huawei. I'm not proficient in ZTE or Nokia. In the Open RAN area, this problem will be more complicated. I don't know about parallel wireless. I don't understand Mavenir. I don't understand airspan. That worry, that problem can be washed out if you strong enough on the basic. Okay, I will revisit my understanding on OC7 layer. Okay. We learn OC7 layer in university, and now I already almost 20 years on working, and I still remember OC7 layer by saying APS TNDP7. I remember the orders. How about you? Please make yourself comfortable with your foundation. So whatever will come, you embrace this with optimism. And then this can be integrated to open source monitoring platforms. The answer is yes. You see some data visualization coming in a fancy view like with Microsoft BI and then Tableau. Actually, this is just to visualize whatever you get from the OSS or NMS right application. Or maybe certain vendors come with their visualization. But by understanding the concept of open RAN and the open source, you can play around. You can also, for example, from open source, you can play with Grafana, if you ever heard. The open source version of data visualization. It can be integrated, yes. Okay, another one.
I think that's
all.
all.
Yeah.
All right. So thank you.
So Richard, sorry,
Very...
I just want to add one motivation.
Right. Sure. Please
approach the learning approach on Open RAN is not only technical. Is it politically? Yes. There is some portion of politics, but in a positive way. Is it talking about industrial ecosystem? Yes. And if you are coming from academia, is it about to refresh our curriculum? Yes, I would say. If you are a student, am I need to change my way on study something? For example, for me and Richard maybe already old soldier of telco, right? That we are studying in university without knowing what is the function of learning modulation. We don't know. I always encourage training session with lecturer. Please refresh your way of teaching. Please make sure that when you learn about modulation, actually you are learning about the building block of 2G, 3G, 4G, all G, as long as still using the same technique. And the same case also when you talk about interference, it actually you are talking about 2G, 3G, 4G, 6G, or whatever, as long as still using electromagnetic medium. Unless someday it will change to photonic, let's say. I mean, what we did here with Richard organizing this, we are actually going to basic again. And by going to basic, we actually know how it is built. And now we are realizing that actually this should not be as a monolithic and a monopoly by certain vendors. And we in Indonesia, we in Philippines can start thinking, okay, I can do it. I cannot make radio unit, but I can make R-ups. Let's say, I can make X-ups. I can integrate this one. And there is no more worry about learning across vendor. Actually, there is no vendor specific knowledge again, starting now. Because every vendor is building their system based on 3GPP, and again back to OC7 layer 1, 2, and 3. That's all. That's the motivation, Richard. I'm happy to collaborate today. If you don't mind, you also can invite me on another session because we are same, still learning, Richard.
That's why I'm encouraging everybody, especially the beginners, professionals, to study OpenRAN, because we are on the another start. It's just like a restart of learning wireless telecommunications.
Yes, I can say everybody is fresh graduates in OpenRAN actually.
Yeah. All right, Sir Kyle. I'll hand over the floor to you. Thank you again, Pa Danny.